All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is well overdue. We're going to have an in-depth look into Billy Frampton, the resurgence that not many people could have foreseen. Let's be honest. Uh, what he's been able to accomplish this year is nothing short of incredible. I think an important foundation is that the team is playing well and we are set up quite well in our forward half. Billy Frampton, I feel like, thrives when he is playing back shoulder and not having to run back to guy. I've said that time and time again, but let's give him his flowers. He's been unbelievable. So let's dive into it. All right. So first one here, we'll just highlight here. I think he's with you guys can't see that, can you? You can, but Billy Frampton's there, Jack Dowling. He'll come into frame shortly. Good closing speed, gets good timing, and clears this just enough. What I will say is Billy Frampton, he plays on the edge with his contests, or at least in this North Melbourne game. He's tall and long, but maybe his vertical ability isn't there, so sometimes he has to almost impede with a chop of the arms. Borderline. I'm not going to say he does that, but you'll notice he plays on the edge in some of these scenarios. He saw Jack Darling. He saw Nick Larkey here, just working in good coverage. Maybe doesn't get the best spoil. Okay, we'll forgive him for that, but it was a good effort to sort of put his head where someone else typically wouldn't. Here, this is where he starts to heat up against Nick Larkey. I thought he pretty much had Nick Larkey in his back pocket for the majority of the game. So let's see. Does he get much purchase here? Just does enough to bring it down. And this is actually what I liked here is his... This is a 1%er, and this is just a high IQ play. Just brings it down to Josh Dacos with the little volleyball spike, and they're out. Where are we? Billy, again, just does enough. Just does enough. I mean, is it a free kick? Is it not? I don't know, but I think he just does enough there. It's on Nick Larkey. Once again, like, this is marginal, right? Like, if we look at the contact point here, that's the difference. Like, Nick Larkey is obviously extremely incredible and has the vertical ability. Look at the spacing here. Like, that's a tall, long player who can jump, and that's Nick Larkey, of course. They both don't really register a touch there. So we've got Frampton here. He's I think he just holds a little bit of space in front of the goal square. And if we pause here, this in the end is a really good intercept mark as far as positioning is concerned. But another day, if that gets over a little bit more, maybe he gets called out to be hypercritical. Maybe could he be a little bit deeper to cover this here? It was just lucky that it was a skinny kick on the snap from Paul Curtis. But in the end, he diffuses the scenario, and they're out here. And I think he has a really nice. Okay, so we're here. Larkey and Frampton again, back shoulder, takes a strong intercept mark. For me, I didn't see these brave intercept marks from Billy Frampton in years gone by. I just feel like he has this confidence now to take those marks, whereas last year especially, he would just fumble it or just spoil it rather than trying to take the mark. That is my newfound confidence in watching Billy Frampton is when the ball's in the air in the back line, I'm like, all right, sweet. Billy Frampton's probably going to diffuse this and take this mark here. So Dan Houston happy with that. All right. What's cooking here? Let's see. Sheasel goes in. Beautiful. Let's watch that back. That's gorgeous. Gets really good attack on the ball here. And gives some nice body to Nick Larkey while he's at it, and gives an overlap run while he's at it. So here, I think we're just being hypercritical here. So Billy Frampton, maybe his next step in his evolution, maybe not, because he's a key defender and doesn't have to hit this kick. Hit this kick, and that's a good shot on target for Tim Membry. Instead, and I can understand Billy Frampton not going for this, because if he does miss kick this, it's a shallow entry inside 50 and gives an opportunity to North to rebound. Instead, he goes deep to what ends up being a 2v1. Lucky to get the stoppage. I mean, Jack Darling should be taking that, but it's hardly a criticism. I'm just saying, I don't want to say it in the same sentence. I was going to say Nick Dacos. I would say Jeremy Howe would try hit that kick on the that far side high up against our forward 50, but I'm not mad at Billy Frampton taking that. How can you be? All right, where are we here? Just sort of lurking. I'm telling you, Billy Frampton as a back shoulder defender in these situations where we've pushed up high and we're applying pressure into their defensive half, this is what happens. He just bodies Nick Larkey. When have you ever seen? I haven't even seen Darcy Moore do that. Look at him. He wants to cry. He literally wants to cry. Billy Frampton, guys. Gosh. Are we going to see a kick here? Have I kept this in for a reason? No. Okay. All right. So, once again, Billy back shoulder. Larkey is pointing in front. Instead, it goes on his head. Lots of body work. And Frampton does just enough and gets the ground ball, feeds his conductor in Josh Dacos. So, a lot of really good body work there from old mate Framps. This Billy Frampton here is on an island here with Nick Larkey. Like this last year, you're getting nervous. Like this is Billy Frampton giving away an easy free kick for free. Instead, here works into the contest. Nick Larkey, I think maybe misjudges this. Billy Frampton gets here quite. He gets some decent. I mean, he definitely crashes some bodies there. So that was the positive in that one. While Nick Larkey largely unsided in that contest, despite being right in there. I think I just kept this in because I like the way Billy Frampton encouraged this kick here. His kicking efficiency has been absolutely elite. I think his kicking efficiency is at like 90% for the year. The last 2 years prior, he sat at about 65%. So that's another significant turnaround in his game. How can you foresee that? That's unbelievable. What else have you got for us, Billy? More work on Nick Larkey. Once again, borderline a free kick. Nick Larkey's looking for it. I bring us to Adelaide because some really good key forwards in that team. If you don't know, Phil Thorpe, Taylor Walker, and Darcy Fogarty. Here is Taylor Walker. Billy Frampton in a good position. Holds him off with one arm. And look at this purchase with the spoil. Had to put that in. I think I've got 3 scenarios of this, all within 10 minutes of the game. Once again, really good positioning against Taylor Walker. It's almost a mirror image of that last play. This was a couple minutes later. Rams, this time on Phil Thorpe, pretty sure. Just does enough. It's a soft drop, and you know what? You probably take that with Josh Dacos and still side bottom at your feet, especially when your opposition is someone like Phil Thorpe. So he's done well there. And that is Billy Frampton in a nutshell in 2025. I think what are some of the points I tried to make? He's a great back shoulder defender. He's starting to take marks and attempt to take marks rather than spoil them. He doesn't give away as many free kicks as I've noticed. His kicking efficiency is way up. And was there something else that we really liked from Billy? We said kicking efficiency. I think I'll just leave it at that, to be honest. Unforeseen and more than happy to accept that most of us were wrong with Billy Frampton. Go Pies.